How you doing, guys? It's Joe, N2CEP, and we're going to do a little FT8 test today with the Fat Spectrum vertical multiband antenna. Right now, we got both radios going. We're working the Fat Spectrum. We're working 30 meter right now, and we have the 7300 with the beam antenna. I have a C3SS Force 12, a 6 element that's up about 40 feet, and that's on 20 meters right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an update on this Fat Spectrum. We're going to turn the 7300 off. We're going to concentrate on the Fat Spectrum, and we're going to see what we got going here. See if we can make a couple of contacts. I know there's the Rwanda station that's out there. We're going to try to make a couple of contacts here. Let's clear this. Let's clear the screen. Get on an open frequency here. It's pretty open. And we're going to call. And see what we can do. 30 meters, it usually plays pretty well. I have it right now working with the ICOM, and we're going to be using the 7410 with it. We'll see if we can make a couple of contacts. Conditions aren't that good today. It's the 12th of November, 2019, and we're about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So conditions aren't that good. Morning hours, it wasn't too bad, and see what kind of contacts we can make right now in the afternoon. We got a lot of stateside popping in there. See if we can get a little bit of Europe, maybe a little bit later. I mean, it does play pretty well. The past couple of videos that I did do on the Fat Spectrum antenna, it did well on 80 and 40, depending on the day. Like I said in the other videos, this antenna is going to be mainly for FT8. It's not a real fair comparison to the beam antenna, but it doesn't do too bad. All right, N0 CML, he's a -5. Should be able to lock him in there. And picked it up, used from a gentleman, and got it for about $1.50. And it's like other videos I was talking about it. A lot of guys call it a big fat dummy load, but it doesn't do too bad. For what it's worth, it does handle a good amount of power. It rates that it handles 1500. I'm using FT8. I use about 65 watts, and it doesn't do too bad. 30 meters, with fair conditions, we make some good contacts. If you didn't see a lot of the other videos that I did, it's a 20-foot antenna with a matching network on the bottom, just like any of the Comets or the Eurocom antennas. This one's made a little bit more robust. It is pretty well made. I have to give them credit on that part. The antenna is well made. It seems very heavy duty. It's not going to bend like the Eurocoms. So the thing is it is a compromised antenna. So that being said, it's only going to perform so well. It's not going to perform like the beam, and it's not going to perform like a full-size resin dipole on the band. But you know, it will get you on the air. For myself, I don't have a lot of space for a 80-meter dipole, so I'm kind of, you know, confined to vertical antennas, either ground mounted or something that's up on the roof. So this one, you know, we took a shot on it, you know, see how it works. Doesn't do too bad. Like I said, 30 meters, we're doing a little bit of work right now, and I made some contacts the other night. I've been using it now for maybe, I would say, about a month now. There's a Spanish station right there. Let's see if we can make contact with him. We'll give him a call. And so but as much as I've been using it now, for FT8, it doesn't do too bad. We have a W9 calling us. Let me confirm him first. He's not too bad, minus 13. How that works, you know, a lot of the guys that don't use FT8, that's minus 13 dB below the noise level. So you know, 0 is right at noise level. That's the best you know, I'm not a professional digital guy, but you know, I've been doing about a year of it now. It's kind of enjoyable, especially when the conditions are real bad now. We're at the bottom of the cycle, so digital work, you know, when you have minimal conditions, does do pretty good. That and CW. So whoever said that the bands are dead, you know, you got to find them. You gotta go around and look in the bands and, you know, work something different, a little bit, you know, out of your comfort zone. You know, everybody and their brother likes to work voice and SSB, but the thing is when there's no conditions, you gotta, you know, work a little outside the box. Let me just confirm this guy. He's calling a few guys. It'll take me a little bit to confirm him. I think he's got a few guys in his queue. But the fat spectrum antenna, it is a decent antenna. It's a compromised antenna. We all understand that. But it will get you on the air, especially if you're using digital modes or CW, and if you have an HOA restricted. So it does play fairly well. It's 73s, guys. I'll update on another video.